How are you doing today? Thank you again for being part of the month-long celebration of World Book and Copyright Day. As you already know, today we'll be speaking with the author whose bio was included in yesterday's video. Do you want to pause now and go read her bio? Or you can read her bio after watching this video. See you in a bit. Welcome to the Quip Corner. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Ada. It's a big honor. Thanks for the invitation. I'm really excited to be with you today. Really, really.
So am I. You and I have had a preliminary conversation, so I know a bit about you. I have been watching your videos. I have read your bio, but others may not have. So please introduce yourself to us.
I am Latinzoh, and I come from Cameroon. So I left Cameroon to study in Germany, and I've been in Germany now for about 23 years. And I studied food chemistry. I'm married today. I have 5 kids. Well, I started working as a food chemist after studying, and shortly after, I had to go on maternity leave with my 3rd kid. And this maternity leave became an extended one because I had 2 other kids after that, making it 5. So needless to say, I haven't returned to the lab after that. But during that time, during my 4th pregnancy, it was a turning point in my life. And it's quite interesting because that's what I write about in the book I'm going to present today. That was a turning point in my life because I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't mentally prepared for it. So it really took me off guard and hit me into a bad depression. So during that time, during those months, I cried a lot. I wouldn't eat. I was pregnant, but I was, was just all over the place. I wasn't really prepared for it. So during that time, I kind of was asking God, what is your plan for me, really? Like I studied so hard. I studied in German. You know how hard this language is. I finally get my degree. I start working after a hard struggle, and 2 years later, I keep getting pregnant and pregnant. What is the plan? I was so depressed, and the Lord told me, Laura, I have work for you. I was like, yeah, I know, but I want to work in the lab. It was like, no, you're not bored. You have books to write. You have conferences to organize. You have people to mentor, to coach, Laura. You have work to do. You're not bored, and you don't need to be in the lab for that. It was not easy to accept it because I had imagined my life as with a career in food chemistry. I planned to do a PhD. So I had everything planned out, So my writing was just as a hobby, just something I was doing on the side. I didn't want to be my life. I wanted to have that career. But, when God told me that, I tried to fight against it, but I finally accepted that God had other plans for me. And since then, I have, I've been writing, doing more writing. I've published some books, one of which will be presented today. I now moderate events. I moderate big events, small events, all kinds of events. I organize conferences, the Women Empowerment Summit, which I organize every year with my wonderful team. And we do a couple retreats. We coach couples, my husband and I, and all these things. So that is more or less what my life has become now. And believe me, it is not easy, but it is really, really interesting. And I think at the end of the day, this is what I was made for. Not working in the lab. Sincerely, I wasn't made to be a chemist. I was made to be an author, a moderator. I was made to be someone who deals face to face with people and touches lives directly.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Wow, thank you for sharing that. So, you were talking very passionately about, knowing your purpose and working in that purpose. And it's interesting because some of the other authors that are going to be featured this month in the Quip Corner have talked about purpose. There's actually a book or more on purpose. But, you know, you have a slightly different book to share with us today. Please tell us a bit more about it.
So this book is called African Women in Europe. And it's a very, very special and interesting book because it is written by, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, by 11 women. So I'm just one of them. Oh, wow. Blessed to be among these amazing women. And this book is a combination of stories, experiences from 11 different women, 11 different perspectives. So it's a very, very rich book. It's a very, very dynamic book. And that is why I decided that if I have such an honor, if I have such a possibility, such a platform to share a book, why not take a book that has the potential to transform the life of at least one woman? Because I have a great passion for empowering women, and I always go out of my way to do things that will empower women.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. And thank you for being willing to not just share this opportunity with other women, but also thinking about, you know, the broader spectrum to say, how can we help even more women?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Can you read a bit from this book to us, please?
Yeah, the title of this paragraph is actually African Women in Europe Awards 2017. So I read, 4 weeks later, there I was moderating the African Women in Europe Awards ceremony in Berlin, which welcomed over 150 participants from all over Europe. It was simply amazing. We had a great time. Gosh, what can I compare it to? David and all the Israelites were dancing and singing with all their might to honor God. They were playing harps, lyres, drums, rattles, and cymbals. 2 Samuel 6, verse 5. Yes, that's how it went down in Berlin that day. That's how I felt every time someone said, "Wow, you did a great job. You are an awesome moderator. You made us laugh and you made us feel special." But guess what? I remember when Joy asked me to moderate the event, I was like, what does this woman want from me? First, she wants me to organize my conferences in a hotel. Now she's asking me to moderate her own, her award ceremony. Then send you for my back. Now, this is a phrase from Cameroon. Please give me a break. Needless to say, I was scared. Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness. Yes, I have moderated events before and talked to groups of maybe 20 to 30 people. But 200? No. That was too much. I can't. What? In a hotel? No way. However, I heard the Holy Spirit asking me, Laura, why do you think you can't do it? Although I had all the reasons lined up, I came to realize that there was actually no reason at all. I was the one trying to convince myself. I was the one placing limitations on myself. It was all about my thoughts and my mindset. Then I remembered a verse from Luke which says, "For the Holy Spirit will teach you at that time what you should say." Luke 12, verse 12. Oh yes, that gave me hope. I was just an instrument in God's hands. Needless to say, God did a great job. As I stood on that stage, I realized that there was just no difference between talking to 20 and talking to 200 people. Guess why? Because it's the same spirit at work. It's the same God.
Thank you. That was a really, really good piece. You know, while you were talking and you were talking about how you had lined up all your excuses and you were like, yeah, right, this doesn't fly.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, one of the quips in one of my books where I was saying that you need to excuse yourself from excuses, you know, because there's
Say that again.
you need to excuse yourself from
From
excuses.
excuses. Oh my God, that's powerful. I need to start quoting you. You know, I've watched 3 or 4 of your videos, and each time you read from your book, I'm just like, man, this woman is amazing.
Well, thank
You
you.
need to excuse yourself from excuses. I'm going to quote you, really.
Well, thank you. And, you know, this piece you just read, it's interesting how people see in us more than we see in ourselves.
Yes, say that again. Yes. People see in us more than we see in ourselves.
Yes. And it reminds us again, like you said, and, you know, I'm glad that you even noticed and you said, okay, Holy Spirit, help somebody. You know, it was always like, okay, what do I do here?
Yeah.
Well
done.
Yeah.
Yes. And I've come to realize also, not just in line with what you just said, that when one person or 2 people tell me that I have something and I can do something, then I need to know that that is the Holy Spirit talking to me, and I need to listen to them and excuse myself from my excuses.
I like the way you wrote that in so smoothly.
Yeah. Yes, my dear, I need to excuse myself from my excuses. Yes. Oh gosh, thank you.
I'm sure people around the world are going to watch this video. So, question for you: how can people get copies of this book?
If you just go to Google African Women in Europe, Volume 1, you're going to see this book is available in many places, but definitely you're going to find a link below this video in the description box. Yes, the link is going to be there where you can place your copies for African Women in Europe, Volume 1. I wish I could read my whole chapter, but then you will not be inspired to buy the book, so let me leave it.
Exactly.
So the book.
Exactly. You need to give us a reason to get the book.
Yes. Right.
So,
exactly. Yeah.
With, you know, everything we've talked about, people stepping up and excusing themselves from excuses, what's a one-liner message you have for everyone watching based on that book?
Now, that's a tough one. For someone who talks like me, talks like a parrot like me, asking for a one-liner.
Try. You can do it.
Of course, I can do it. So this is 2021. We have, we have overcome 2020. So if we are alive in 2021 at this moment, it really tells us that, no, let me make it personal. So if you are alive, you overcame 2020 and you are alive in this year, it means that you are one smart, strong, hardworking, amazing person. So do not let the excuses of others, and especially your own excuses, keep you from reaching your maximum. Find your purpose in life. Pray about it. Let the Holy Spirit inspire you. Watch the signs, listen to people, and then follow it. Go for it. You can do it. Hey, if I could moderate this event with how many people? 200 people. That was my first big event. I did a wonderful job. Then you can do even more than that. So trust in yourself and excuse yourself from your excuses.
Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me in the Quip Corner. It's been a thorough pleasure and privilege to have you in the Quip Corner. Thank you.
Thank you so much, lovely Ada, for giving me this honor and for, accommodating me. I missed the initial invitation and, I ran to you and you still embraced me and made this all possible. So it's a big, big honor for me, and God bless you, Ada. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for watching. I really enjoyed the banter with Laura. Yes, I'm sure sometimes it felt like we were going off topic, right? But I enjoyed it, what can I say? And I like how she kept weaving in my quip about excusing yourself from excuses. And that's coming up in my third book, so look out for it. And the other thing to look out for is the bio of the author who's being featured next in the Quip Corner. See you tomorrow. Bye now.